Good evening. We will begin the session with a small prayer to the Divine Mother. Varuna, Indra will invoke all of them into our prayers and to make our life so meaningful. Request everyone to close your eyes and feel the presence of the Divine within. Each soul is potentially divine. Let us all feel the spark of the divinity within. Mother and Master are there with us. We will hold them in our prayers. यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्ख्यपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। आनन्दमयी चैतन्यमयी सत्यमयी परमे आनन्दमयी चैतन्यमयी सत्यमयी परमे आनन्दमयी चैतन्यमयी सत्यमयी परमे। ॐ नमो भगवते श्री अरविन्दाय। Pranams to the lotus feet of the Divine Mother. Today the topic is prayer, prarthana, and how it has impact in our day-to-day life. Many of us have doubts, in fact many questions in that regard, whether it really works when we offer prayers, whether it really works. If it works, how it works, why it works sometimes and why it doesn't work sometimes. So these are some of the questions which we may come across. In this regard, Sri Aurobindo in the Savitri, it's a magical line all of us know. A prayer, a master act, a king idea can link man's strength to transcendent force. This itself is enough to have communication with the God. Three things Sri Aurobindo says: a prayer, a master act, a king idea. These three can link man's strength to transcendent force. If we remember this, that is enough for whole of our life. Why should we hold prayers? In fact, this is one of the best way to connect ourselves with the Almighty. Each person has his own way of connecting with God. There's nothing wrong in it. We have chosen our Lord Sri Aurobindo as our Gurudeva. People may have their own choices and preferences. There's nothing wrong in it. Depending upon their own consciousness levels, they connect their own God, Ishtadevata, in their own level. Some of them by doing some kind of a bhajans and following some certain kind of a traditions and customs. Each one has his own way of connecting with the God by offering their own prayers. For prayer to be, there are certain principles in this regard. That for a prayer to be more effective, we should have, first of all, we should have a concept of God. Then only the prayer will be very, very effective. Not only we should have a right concept of God, but we should also have a right concept of ourselves. Who am I? That is also important. Both. We should have a right concept of God. At the same time, we should have a right concept of ourselves. What is our existence? Who am I? So in this regard, we may conceive God in a personal form, like a loving, intimate mother, or the divine who is very, very dear to us and has a lot of understanding towards us, or a capable father, a close friend, well-wisher, or guru. So these are our various types of concepts. Each person, hold the God, pray the God in his own way. I feel like feeling the Divine Mother as the closest, as the mother, Sri Aurobindo as a father, and so much intimate as a friend. So that this kind of a concept will make a person approachable to the God. Second aspect is that the God is also immortal, infinite. It's an embodiment of love, joy, ananda. So to make ourselves approachable to the God, so that kind of a concept we should have. That should be the right concept of God, to feel the divine in various forms. Because during festivals also, like Christians, they pray Lord Jesus, they offer their own prayers. And Nrusimha Jayanti, Narasimha Jayanti, Janmashtami we have, Dasara festival we have. So we can connect our divine, our Gurudev with that of the Ishtadevata and pray. So therefore the concept always keeps changing. The problem is that we have many cherished guests inside of all of us, which always prevent us from making or offering prayers to the Lord. That's why Sri Aurobindo in the Savitri also says, the moment when the inner lamps are lit and the life cherished guests are left outside, we have a Harishad Vargalu, we say, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Madamatsaryalu అనేవి ఉన్నాయి 6. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Madamatsaryalu, Harishad Vargalu. Ragadvesham is also part of this one. Because of this attachment, other things arise. If you are preoccupied with all these things, which will definitely prevent the Godward approach. So Sri Aurobindo says that we are cherishing them inside. So these are cherished guests. So Sri Aurobindo says that when inner lamps are lit and the lives of cherished guests are left outside, the spirit sits alone and speaks to its gulfs. తన అంతరాత్మతో ఆత్మ మాట్లాడుతుందంట ఇన్సైడ్. If you are preoccupied with all these things, this will prevent us to go deep within and offer prayers. So an effort has to be made to go beyond all these things. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, Triguna. Sri Aurobindo also says in the Essays on the Gita, it will take some time, but one should transcend beyond 3 gunas. Sattva, Rajas, Tama గుణాలకి అతీతంగా పనిచేసి మన వ్యక్తిత్వాన్ని అలాగా అభివృద్ధి పరచుకోవాలని చెప్తారు. And one more thing also we may have to remember that there may be some certain conditions that we may forget the divine. But nothing can tarnish or diminish what is deep inside our soul. ఎప్పుడు it is always ప్రకాశమానంగా వెలుగుతూనే ఉంటుంది, the divinity. So it is immaterial, whatever the condition that you are in and whatever the state of mind that you are in, but we should be able to offer prayers. That's what Kabir also says. Last time in one of our sessions also we spoke about it. दुख में सुमिरन सब कराई, सुख में कराई न कोई, जो सुख में सुमिरन सब कराई तो दुख काहे हो न जाए. We always pray when we are in deep trouble, but we always forget when we are so much happy. We forget the divine when we are so happy. We are totally deeply immersed into it that we forget the divine. But Kabir says, but if you pray the God also when you are in happy state of mind, it will give you so much bliss, much more happiness the God will give. To dukh kahe ho na jaye, so that the troubles don't even come to you. Even if you pray, if you are in trouble, if you are happy, if you are in a happy state of mind also, the troubles will not bother you anymore. So we may have to remember that we should hold the God in our prayers. The bottom line is God must be there in our prayers. Sometimes we may also face problems that there is a lack of retention, lack of holding, that slowly we can develop. There is no difficulty to hold the God in our prayers. If we keep on praying in each and every aspect of our life, the retention power also develops. In this regard, I just recollect one, I think it has been described by Swami Ranganathananda. You know, some of you may know Swami Ranganathananda is Ramakrishna's order. He goes to New York for about 1 month or 2 months. Swami Ranganathananda goes on giving lectures for a couple of months about Vedanta, because he is the one who spread the message of Swami Vivekananda across the globe. Very great monk. So in New York, he has delivered a lecture on Vedanta continuously for a period of 2 months. One lady, she continuously attended that for 2 months, and when it was about to end, I think perhaps 10 days before the ending session, Swami Ranganathananda just asked her, "Oh, you have been very disciplined and very punctual and prompt in attending these Vedanta classes for the past 2 months. In those lectures for about 45 days, now it is about to be ended in another 15 minutes. What did you like most of it?" Swami Ranganathananda asked her. Perhaps he should not have asked her, because he got a very devastating answer. లేడీ సేస్, ఏమో అండి 2 months నుంచి వస్తున్నాను, ఏమేమో చెప్తున్నారో, ఏదో వేదాంత నాకు ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ఎనీథింగ్. So that is the state of mind. So it is because of lack of holding and retention. It happens sometimes. So we should pray the God to remember everything, remember the Lord, and offer all our prayers at all times. We should also pray the God to give a full of retention power, memory power. It will be granted, because we know that Mother also says that we have to offer prayers, and whoever offers prayers sincerely, all those sincere prayers are answered. There is no doubt about it. So this is in this regard that we should have a right concept of God. Then coming to what's the best time to pray? In fact, it's always preferable to pray at all times. Whatever the work that one begins to work, before beginning of work, just to hold the God deep within and offer all that work to the God. And once that work is accomplished, it's always better to express gratitude also. That's very, very important. Even before going to bed, it's always preferable to express gratitude to the Divine Mother for all the love, joy that she has given to all of us. Because in this regard, what I recollect is that the Mother, I mean, when she first time, some of you also may know, when she first time has arrived at Pondicherry, Mother asks one tea stall person to give the address of Sri Aurobindo, and that tea stall person will guide her. You go straight and take left and right, then you will find there the ashram of Sri Aurobindo, like that. Even for saying that thing, Mother, by remembering him, used to send daily 1 rupee to him until his demise, as a gratitude. Daily 1 rupee the Mother sends to that tea stall person, because when she asked, he is the one who has shown the address of Sri Aurobindo. మనం చెప్తుంటామే, కుడిదికి వెళ్ళి, రైట్ వెళ్ళి, లెఫ్ట్ వెళ్ళి, అంతవరకే. But by remembering this, the Mother gives daily 1 rupee, without forgetting anything. That is the, gratitude we all of us have to learn through these examples. Then the best time to pray is, it depends upon a person to person. For me, what I feel is that best time to pray is after meditation. Even before beginning of works is always, good to offer prayers, because there is a metaphysical reason for this. Why should we, particularly pray after meditation? Because through meditation we come in contact with our real self. We go deep within, we come in contact with our real self. So the communication becomes very, very easy after meditation. Whatever the questions or doubts, if we have before the meditation, what happens is, those clouds of ignorance or doubts, there is every likelihood that they get dissolved during meditation. In whichever form they appear before the meditation may not appear after the meditation also. Some of them may get dissolved. So in such circumstances, the communication becomes so easy after meditation. The more you feel peace in meditation, the closer you are to God. That is one of the signs. In fact, Paramahamsa Yogananda, who has written that autobiography of Mahayogi, he says this peace of this meditation is the language and embracing comfort of God. Then the joy comes as joy with higher presence, and we can appeal to higher presence divinity. Whatever the joy that we get after the meditation, we feel certain kind of a higher presence around us. So we can appeal to higher presence divinity and make all our prayers. Because what happens is sometimes the words which we frame in our mind sometimes deceive us. It may not be true also. So in the process of these meditation, these words, which deceive us, sometimes may be dissolved also, may transform into other form. So better to always meditate and pray, even for a few minutes, 2-3 minutes, and connect with the divinity and pray. What we feel important before meditation, that's what I have indicated, that may not appear as the same after meditation. Understanding may come, or the problems may appear very trivial to all also. It becomes so small after the meditation. Because in the state of meditation, we are beyond our likes and dislikes. We go into a different state of mind in the meditation. More particularly, we get in touch with our divine nature. The other aspect is that we should keep our mind positive. An optimistic frame of mind we should have. If we are praying the God with a positive frame of mind, saying that the problem will be solved. In fact, it also works more particularly when we take the medicine. It's not the medicine which cures us, it is the faith in the medicine which cures us. We should have, before taking the medicine, we should have faith in the medicine. ఇది పని చేస్తుందా లేదా అనే సందేహం, డౌట్స్తో ఉంటే it will not obviously work. That optimistic frame of mind is very, very important. So keeping our mind positive, joyful, always peaceful. Because this praying and doubting, they cannot go together. If I have a doubt, it will not work. It's like taking medicine with poison to cure disease. If you take the medicine with poison, whether it really works, it doesn't work. So this prayer and doubt, they cannot go together. So even we should also be very, very positive even in adverse conditions too. Sometimes situations may not be favorable, but we should be very, very positive even in hostile atmosphere and in adverse conditions, saying that everything shall pass away. This is only a momentary. Everything shall pass away. And like in a kind of a lack of understanding, we should not be there. Let us assume a situation saying, if a person who has no right concept, having no proper concept of God, and if he offers this prayer like this: "Oh God, if there is a God, please save my soul if I have a soul." Can we say that it is a proper prayer? Absolutely not. He says, "God, if there is a God, please save my soul if I have a soul." So this kind of a doubting and a lack of understanding should not be there. And even in this regard of adverse condition, and whenever the trouble comes, Mother says a beautiful prayer. Mother says, In the name of my Lord, for the sake of my Lord, by the power of my Lord, stop immediately harassing us. Whenever any deep trouble situation is arisen, we can remember this prayer and sincerely pray the Mother. I repeat, in the name of my Lord, for the sake of my Lord, with the will of my Lord, by the power of my Lord, stop immediately harassing us. This is a prayer for driving away adverse forces. Then one more important aspect is faith. Because Mother also says, faith is the surest guide in the darkest days. It will lead us to our goal. So let us plow this field, a soil, so that Gurudev's grace is seeded in us. The grace works. We should have faith. And a faith that the God would resolve all our difficulties. One must include not only material. We always pray for our material things. There is nothing wrong in it because these are all part of our life. But one must to include not only material and mental benefits, but must include healing of soul also. That is also very, very important. We also know that nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, nachainam kledayanti apo, nashoshayati marutaha. That soul is immortal. Then coming to other aspect is the effort. Tomorrow exam is there, but if I simply pray, God only, you only write, I don't know, I have not studied anything, then that will not also work. That effort has to be there. Pray as if everything dependent on God. Work as if everything depended on human effort. Then relax and surrender to God. So the effort has to be made. Sadhanamuna pandu samakuru dharalona Vishwadabhirama Vinuravema. Sadhana is also very, very important. Rushi unte manusulu rushil avtarani manam vinnam kada. So therefore that krushi, that effort, human effort has to be made. Then only the prayer becomes very, very meaningful and insightful. We should have also time for everything. Time for effort, prayer and surrender. There is a time to pray. Whenever we have to work, we have to work. One small story in this regard. One ship, maybe from Andaman Nicobar to some other place, one ship was about to sail, was about to start. The weather was clear, completely clear. The signal was given. The passengers sitting in the ship were very excited. Obviously, whoever loves to travel from one place to say sea travel, obviously the travelers, the passengers sitting in the ship were very, very, very excited. At that time, the captain of the ship sat there and started praying. he was calling his own Ishtadevata and was just praying before starting the ship. Then some of the passengers were very, very restless. They were very impatient and in fact started criticizing the captain. What is this? We shouldn't waste time, because they are all excited. It should be started immediately. But without unmindful of all those difficulties and the shoutings that are being raised against him, the captain went on praying, and thereafter only he started the ship. What happens is, 2 days after, when the ship was mid-sea, when it was midway through, it was in the middle of the sea, a serious storm broke. A lot of chaos, turbulence. In fact, the ship was tossing around this way, that way. Samudranlo alala vastunte, we know that, no? Ship moves this way, that way. Then all the people were very, very frightened. So all the passengers, they came together and wanted to pray God for God's grace. It is only the God who can save their lives. So at that point of time, in the middle of the sea, when there was so much disturbance, all of the passengers came together and were just for praying God's grace to save all of them. Then one of the passengers suggested, we do not know how to pray, so let us take the help of the captain, because he was the one, we all have seen that he was praying when the ship was about to begin, before the start. We saw him praying. He would know how to pray, and he requested to lead them in prayer for their safety. You know, compared to us, you know in a better way how to pray. Then they requested the captain to pray for all of them to save their lives. Then in fact, captain very strangely looked at all of them. Then he simply says, when it is calm, I pray. When it is storm, I work. He has to work, obviously. If he, in the middle of the sea, when there is so much of turbulence and so much of noise and disturbance in the mid of the sea, obviously in order to save the lives of each and every travelers and the passengers, if he sits in meditation and prays, there is every likelihood that the ship will sink. He gives a very beautiful answer. When it is calm, I pray. When it is storm, I work. So magnificent. We have to learn out of this. Sometimes that's what I also keep saying to some, before going to court also, somebody says that no, this is the time to pray and other things. No, because the work is worship also. If I don't attend to a particular person, there is a likelihood that my bail applications may not reach in time. If I miss that, by sitting at my home, a person who is an innocent, he will be languished in jail for about 2-3 months. So there is every time for prayer. So work is worship too. So then he gives this, captain replies that I have to attend to ship and engage in action. That's what so much emphasis also has been given by Sri Aurobindo on this karma, because this is widest possible entry into Sri Aurobindo's yoga is this karma only, work only. Because let us work as we pray. That also we know. Let us work as we pray, for indeed work is body's best prayer to the divine. And we may also feel that God is not fulfilling all our wishes, because a God knows what to give and when to give. Swami Vivekananda once request Ramakrishna Paramahamsa to pray before Kali Mata to eradicate poverty of his sister and mother. They were reeling under poverty. He goes to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and then requests Ramakrishna Paramahamsa to go before Kali Mata and pray for them. Then Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, you go inside and offer prayers to Kali. Swami Vivekananda goes inside. But comes back again. Then Ramakrishna Paramahamsa asks Swami Vivekananda, what did you pray? No, I didn't ask nothing. No, this is not the way you go and pray one more time. You should ask the God, whatever you want, you should pray. Swami Vivekananda again goes inside Kali Mata and again not feeling like asking anything. Again comes back. Then Ramakrishna Paramahamsa again asks Swami Vivekananda, what did you pray? No, I didn't pray anything, just I was completely blank-minded and was quiet. No, this is not the way, you have to pray, go and ask. The third time Swami Vivekananda goes and comes back. The third time when Ramakrishna Paramahamsa asks Swami Vivekananda says, I ask for Jnana, Vairagya and Bhakti. He didn't ask for his own, to remove the eradication of poverty of his sister and so these are all higher aspirations. Jnana, Bhakti and Vairagya. Give me so much Jnana, abundant wisdom, so that I can serve the entire nation. And we should also, sometimes what we have to do is that we should pray that please do not fulfill all my desires, because our desires are not so much inspiring, not godly desires. So we should also keep in our mind to offer prayers that God, please do not fulfill all my desires and prayers. Because we know that the desire is something not positive, so better, if the desire is not so positive, it's better not to ask for granting such prayer. We know that because if we introspect, if we go deep within, we know that whatever the prayer that we are offering, which is not so positive, is not worth asking for. In this regard, while answering, God has 3 answers for each prayer. Number 1, yes. If we offer prayer to the God, number 1 answer is yes. The second one is wait. The third one is no. Yes, wait, and no. Yes means if the God grants our prayer, it obviously increases our faith. That is towards positive side of thing. Once a God grants our prayers, it obviously increases our faith. If the God says wait, that means God is giving an indication that we should develop endurance, patience. It increases our endurance, patience. If God says wait. If God says no, and if it is denied, God definitely knows that we can handle it. So this is the right attitude one should develop towards these yes, wait. More particularly wait. We all of us know in Alipur jail, Sri Krishna In fact, these are the words, wait and see. Sri Aurobindo asks God, నేనేం అడిగాను, ఈ బంధనంలో నన్ను అలిపూర్ జైలు కారాగారంలో పడేశావు, వాట్ ఐ హావ్ ఆస్క్డ్ ఫర్, అండ్ ఐ జస్ట్ వాంటెడ్ టు work so much hard for the entire nation when the India is in deep trouble. The call and the indication comes, wait and see. Thereafter, what exactly has happened, we all of us have known, because Sri Aurobindo has emerged as an avatara, the forward march of mankind. So there is a mission, a complete scheme of the God. He knows when to give, what to give. So we should all keep that in our mind. The situation may also arise that when we are clueless about solution, ఏం చేయాలో అర్థం కాని పరిస్థితి కూడా ఉంటుంది sometimes. Then we should pray that give me strength to go through this experience. It gives us experience. ఏ సిచ్యువేషన్ అయినా ఏమైనా కానీ it gives us experience. So we should pray that to give me strength to go through this experience. We should also keep in our mind that compared to all other gifts and comforts that the Lord has already given to us, these difficulties is not a problem. I will definitely go through. I will do my best. What we have to pray to the Divine Mother, only one thing is that please be with me, that's all. If the society gives you 100 reasons to cry, tell the society that you have 1,000 reasons to smile. So that way the attitude has to be developed. And we may also have to feel that I know that because of my own because sanchita karma, prarabdha karma, different, we have accumulated many karmas when we have taken this birth. Because of all those karma, we are undergoing a process, different experiences, different difficulties. So we should also keep in our mind that these troubles are coming, these are all cropping up because of my own karma. I am going through this painful experience. So we should pray to the Divine Mother, Mother, give me so much strength to go through these challenges. And pain is also part of our life. In Savitri also Sri Aurobindo says, pain is the hand of nature sculpturing men to greater heights. Pain is hammer of God. Sri Aurobindo says, pain is hammer of God, Sutte. Pain is hammer of God to break a dead resistance in the immortal's heart. మనలో లోపల ఏదైతే వ్యతిరేకంగా నిగూఢంగా దాగి ఉన్నటువంటి అంతరాత్మలో ఉన్నటువంటి ఏదైతే రెసిస్టెన్స్ వ్యతిరేకతలు అవన్నీ ఉన్నాయో, ఈ పెయిన్ అనేది హ్యామర్, సుత్తే ఉలిదెబ్బ అంటారా దాన్ని, సుత్తితో కొట్టి ఆ రెసిస్టెన్స్ క్రియేట్ ఇన్ ది ఇమ్మోర్టల్స్ ఆర్. సో దిస్ పెయిన్ వర్క్స్ లైక్ దట్. An inspired labor chisels with heavenly cruelty and unwilling mold. So beautiful and magical lines. Unwilling mold. మనందరం దానికి విల్లింగ్గా లేను. So it's a heavenly cruelty. Aurobindo says, an inspired labor chisels with heavenly cruelty and unwilling mold. So beautiful. And one more thing we should remember is that never pray for harming others. Even though we have enmity, sometimes it comes to us, ఆయన అలా మనకు చేశాడు, so therefore God, please see to it that man is punished. We should not keep praying for harming others. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. In the process, when they face their own karma, we should leave it to their fate, that's all. But we should not hold for harming others. we may get sensory temptations also sometimes. Then we should pray reasonable too. If we pray for giving us Nobel Prize, the God will not give us. So we should pray reasonable. So that also we should keep it in mind. Then mother says, when a situation is, going from bad to worse, in situation, what we should do. Mother says, in fact, this helps us as an encouragement for all of us. At the very moment when everything seems to go from bad to worse, it is then that we must make a supreme act of faith and know that the grace will never fail us. A strong faith in that regard we should have. As we have already discussed about it, faith is the surest guide in the darkest days. And one more prayer also we should do is that Sri Aurobindo also, in fact, one of Sri Aurobindo's mantra is Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrutyorma Amrutangamaya. Sri Aurobindo in the bottom says Tadhastu. O God, lead me from unreal to the real, lead me from darkness to the light, lead me from mortality to immortality. మృత్యు నుంచి అమృతత్వ వైపుగా వెళ్ళే దిశగా తీసుకెళ్లే విధంగా. దిస్ ఇస్ దేర్ ఐ థింక్ ఇన్ బృహదారణ్యక ఉపనిషత్. అండ్ ప్రేయర్ ఫర్ ప్యూరిఫికేషన్. శరీర మాధ్యం కలు ధర్మ సాధన. We should keep our body also so much pure. That's what in the mother book also Sri Aurobindo says, that if you want to install the God's presence in a temple, you should keep your temple premises so clean. That's what Arishad Vargalu, Ragamu Dvesham inta unna meer annare. Adi kaakunda Arishad Vargalu. If you are all preoccupied with all these things, the grace will not work upon us. So this prayer for purification is this: deliver me from anger, ingratitude and foolish pride. Make me calm, humble and gentle. Let me feel your divine control in my work and in all my action. Sri Aurobindo says prayer should be, I'll read it also. Prayer for purification. Deliver me from, you are recording it. You are recording it, or I'll write and give it to you, no problem. It is with me, or I'll send a small WhatsApp clip to you, no problem.
Gratitude prayer.
Yeah, sure. Very good. I'll send it to you through WhatsApp, definitely. Sri Aurobindo says prayer should be, may I become true child of the mother. We should all sincerely pray that we should become the true child of the mother, so that we can serve her to our best of our ability. Mother says, I remember and love all my children equally, even if they never write to me, and all sincere prayers are always answered, even if I do not write myself. So have no pain and be cheerful. Just be happy, so calm, peaceful. And in fact, one of the very, very beautiful prayers we find in Prayers and Meditations, that book, we find very, very beautiful prayers. Like we find many Vishwam Vishnurva Shatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu Bhuta Krut Bhuta Buddhavo Bhutatma Bhuta Bhavanaha Bhutatma Paramatma Cha Muktanam Paramagati Avyah Purusha Sakshi Kshetrajnokshara Eva Cha ani manaku ala 1000 Vishnu Sahasranamalu unnaye. Alaga a God description, mother uses many expressions for which she has love and adoration towards the Lord. Very, very beautiful expressions in that. Then we have a student's prayer also in Sri Aurobindo International School and other schools. So they keep on chanting this prayer. The student's prayer is this: make of us the hero warriors we aspire to become. May we fight successfully the great battle of the future, that is to be won against the past that seeks to endure, so that the new things may manifest and we may be ready to receive them. Then there is a prayer for cells of the body too, because we know that there is a cellular transformation also takes place. The prayer for cells of the body is this: O Supreme Lord of the universe, we implore Thee, give us the strength and the beauty, the harmonious perfection needed to be Thy instrument upon earth. Then prayer of the body: make me worthy of knowing Thee, make me worthy of serving Thee, make me worthy of being Thee. Then prayer for food, all of us know: Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi, Brahmajnam Brahmanahrutam, Brahmaivatena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. So let us aspire that the food that we take may infuse into all the cells of our body Thy all knowledge, Thy all power, Thy all goodness. So prayer is, active. It should be a day-to-day part of our life, and you can use this prayer as a tangible and practical spiritual power in our daily life. Bhojanam tine mundu, if we close our eyes even for a minute or a half minute, even if we don't know about Brahmarpanam shloka also, that's fine. But if we just closing eyes, and if we have a strong a kind of an aspiration that whatever the food that I intake, teaspoon food that should infuse into all the cells of my body, Thy all knowledge, Thy all power, Thy all goodness. మన భగవంతుని యొక్క ఒక మంచి ఒక ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంట్, ఉపకరణాన్ని చేయడానికి ఆ ఫుడ్ నాకు సహాయం చేసే విధంగా, ఉపయోగపడే విధంగా చేయి భగవంతుడా అని చేయడంలో there is nothing wrong in it. And let us all try to be worthy of our children and become scholars. Only thing is that we should keep the Divine Mother praying. If we don't pray, that's what Mother is very dear to us. If we normally don't pray, Mother says that ask. So there is every possibility that we can lead our life in a higher consciousness, because ink of the scholar is more holy than the blood of the martyr. In the Mother you said, there is one book. In that, Mother says, for prayer and aspiration, there is no exact or spiritual method, no way of superficial knowledge. It comes spontaneously from within and takes possession of the outer being. Then naturally everything becomes easy and wonderful. Spontaneously from within. What happens sometimes, the mother, in fact, I think Pavitra or I think Amal Kiran, The mother tells him, Pavitra, ask something. No, everybody says no, everything. We don't have any kind of thing to desire for. No, you ask something. The mother keeps on emphasizing the Pavitra. And Pavitra says, I think this I have heard in one of the talks of Alok Pandeyji. The Pavitra says, after much persuasion by the mother, ask something. Then Pavitra asks, Mother, I want 2 bunions. Everybody says that no, I don't want to in fact ask anything. When the mother is with me, that's all, that is enough for my whole of my life. But since the mother is asking me that I should ask something in order to oblige her command, I am just asking for mother, I want 2 bunions. So let us always, keep quiet, peaceful, and leave everything to the Lord alone, for He knows much more than we do. And sometimes what happens is, in our prayers, whatever the prayers that we ask for, the God will give. Probably the God may have a very broader vision for us, but we limit ourselves. Confine చేసుకుంటాం మనం. So we must let the Lord do everything in His own way. Otherwise, with our limited words and wordings and aspirations, we limit ourselves. So we must let the Lord do everything in His own way. The Lord doesn't believe in miracles, neither does He like them, because miracles are momentary. The Lord's work is everlasting. But of course it takes time. Only we have to keep patience and remain quiet with all endurance. I'll just quickly close up in another 2 minutes, as there is a paucity of time. And these are the prayers and mantras given by Sri Aurobindo. We have to remember. One is Om Anandamayi, Chaitanyamayi, Satyamayi, Parame. Om Tatsat Jyotir Aravinda. Third one is Om Satyam Jnanam Jyotir Aravinda. Fourth one is Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritakamaya. And beneath Sri Aurobindo says Tadastu. So these are prayers and mantras given by Sri Aurobindo. Tatsaviturvaram Rupam Jyotir Parasiti Mahi. Enna Satyam. That is also correct. Then one thing, I'll just read it from All India Magazine with regard to one prayer. Sleep peacefully. This is also extract from the mother. You said, you must sleep peacefully. Try to make your mind completely blank. Also, when you feel tired, sit for half an hour quietly. Think nothing and call the Lord. Take proper rest. Only in rest and peace you can work nicely. When you are restless, చూడండి ఎంత అరటిపండు తొక్కని పోల్చినట్టు మదర్ explaining us. Take proper rest. Only in rest and peace you can work nicely. When you are restless, then naturally the inspiration vanishes before it enters your consciousness. So whatever you do it well in rest, in peace. Gradually you will not feel tired. Do not exert yourself when you are tired. You must relax in an easy chair and call the Lord and pray. O Lord, come, make my brain peaceful, make my heart peaceful,